Hey guys, Mr. Barnes here, and I thought I might bring you a little video on Unit 4, haven't, or sorry, Unit 9. Haven't done much. I haven't done any videos on Unit 9. It was, sort of a strong point for us, but again, it's still important. One of the things I thought I want to mention that wasn't done quite up to how I wanted to do on the unit test was opposing views and sample size. Okay, um, so opposing views are when what we're interested in, our views of it is when you have a statistic like I have here, and it can be used to support two different views. So the thing we talked about in class was um, the statistics on the air ambulance in St. Anthony. We talked a little bit about that in the article that we found on CBC.ca. And then we also talked about on our unit tests was the statistics from VOCM that I used about speeding tickets over the May long weekend and how they had dropped in 2011 as opposed to 2010, but they'd only dropped 18%, and there was still a large number of speeders on that highway. So the opposing views there would be, well, look at the great job that our police officers doing, that speeding is down 18%, our highways are getting safer. But someone else could argue that it only dropped 18%. There are still somewhere in the neighborhood of 750 speeders on our highway. Okay, on that one weekend, 3 days. Okay, Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I guess Monday, so 4 days. So let's have a look at this one. I just made it up here before I started, and the statistic is the price of gas just dropped 3 cents. I don't know if that's true or not, but let's say it is. The price of gas just dropped 3 cents. So what are the opposing views that could use the statistics to argue their point? Well, one opposing view is that, look, gas is getting cheaper. Okay, gas is getting cheaper, so it's down 3 cents. Okay, this might be a politician arguing, look at the great job that our government is doing. We just got the gas to drop 3 cents. Now, I don't know if that would be a great argument or not, but that's one way it could be used. Okay. Now, if you're driving a big truck, your argument might be use the statistic. Gas just only dropped 3 cents. Can you believe that? It still costs $1.30 per liter to fill up my truck. It only dropped 3 cents. It's hard for me to make money if I'm driving my truck like that. So those are two opposing views for that. Okay, that's really, if you're asked to maybe a multiple choice question, or even it could be a long answer question, if you're asked that, you've got to be able to, give the opposing views. And that's the key, opposing views. Two different views that use the statistic in a different way. The other question I wanted to go over was, this is actually on your practice CRT, and there was one like this on your unit test that was not done well. Okay, so this says, Mr. Barnes wants to know the average number of hours people watch TV in Canada. So that's in all of Canada. He calls one person from every province to see how many hours they watch TV. Okay, so there are 10 provinces in Canada, so he calls 10 people. Okay, so why did he choose to take a sample to collect data? So really the biggest reason that I chose to take a sample is, can you imagine calling 30 million people? Okay, it's time involved. Okay, the time involved is why I chose to collect a sample. Now the other reason might be cost. If I had to call everybody in Canada, my long distance bill would be pretty high. Right? So time, cost, that's a couple of the reasons why I would choose to take a sample, and that's really some of the main reasons. And it would pretty much be impossible for me to get a hold of everybody in Canada and make that call. Okay. Now, do you think the results will be valid for the entire population? So we're talking about, once I get my results, do you think that I can say that once I get them, that this is the result for all of Canada? This is the average number of hours that Canadians watch TV. Well, I only asked 10 people. There are 30 million people in Canada. Okay, so 10 people is not enough. Okay, it's just not enough people. It's called the sample size. Okay, the sample size is too low. Okay, I would say the minimum sample size that you're looking at for a survey of this type would be 30. Okay? If you had 30, then you'd be able to do a confidence interval, which if you see one of my other videos, I talk about there, but that's in grade 11. So we're talking the sample size is too low. We need a larger sample size in order to have a valid result. Okay, so that's really what you got to be thinking about. All right, and is it random? How am I choosing these people? Okay, am I calling 10 of my relatives from other places and parts of Canada? So that's another reason you could have had there. All right, guys. So I hope this helps. I really like you to for this unit to make sure you know your sampling types. Okay, and your problems associated with giving surveys. So cost, time, we talked about those, bias, sensitivity, etc., etc. It's in your book. Your book does a great job of summarizing this. All right.